Hey everyone, and welcome back to Violin Vibes. My name is Lindsay, if you don't already know that, but hopefully you do. I've done a couple of other playlists and everything, and also there's a couple other tutorials on this playlist. If you're interested in how to read sheet music, you can go to the one right before that. The video right before this one, but this one is just going to be a little bit of an intro of kind of how to start setting up playing your violin if you have one. I finally got the string fixed on my violin, and I'm very excited about that. As you can see today, we are joined by my part of my bookcase and Wonder Woman. Here she is right there. Very happy. Haven't seen the movie yet, so no spoilers, please. My violin is an electric violin. I'm loving it right now. It came with these headphones, which I wasn't very impressed with, so I ended up buying a pair of cooler headphones that are actually blue. It's kind of hard to see. They don't look very blue. That were like $15 on Amazon, because Amazon is amazing, and they sound so much better when I play my violin with it on. But I'm not going to play it that way. I'm just going to play it acoustically, sort of, so that you guys can hopefully get a little bit of a sound way of understanding this. So let's get started. All right. So if you have your violin, no matter acoustic or electric, you should have already put your shoulder rest on, like here, right here, close. And then you have your fingerboard here. Again, new thing. I forgot to tell you about that, guys, but hopefully you remember. So if you don't know any basics about a violin, how you're gonna hold it is like this. You want to have it so it's pretty much like this, right? Like completely like this. And then you're gonna want to have your hand in this sort of position so that your hand goes down like this, and then your arm is gonna become your forearm is gonna be an L shaped with your body. Okay, so like you got this L shaped. I gotta kind of get my positioning correct because I'm actually not. You want your hand to kind of go directly, your hand and your wrist to kind of flow directly into your forearm, which then makes an L into your shoulder, which then attaches to your violin, and you make like a triangle. So you get a little triangle here. So we're gonna look from the other angle. So it looks pretty much the same, obviously. Okay. You want your thumb to be straight up. And when you're playing, obviously I had said this before, you have where you put your first finger, your second finger, and your third finger. I don't have them marked on my violin. If you want, I'm sure your instructor, your real instructor, not me, can tell you where to put them, or I'm sure if you go to a music shop, you can probably get somebody to do that for you. Or you could probably find another video online that tells you exactly where to put it on your fingerboard. Just ask, like, on a full side violin, where exactly should I put, the lines for first, second, and third fingers. And then you can go from there, and then you'll know that you'll have the right notes. Tuning violins, tuning the strings, unless you can use a tuner, but I just went on YouTube and like searched the internet for like perfect G string sound or perfect D string sound, and then it like just gives you the note, and then like I just tune my violin to that, and then like I make it sound like exactly like the same. And you use, obviously, down here for smaller adjustments and up here for bigger adjustments. Just make sure you're adjusting the right string. You don't want to adjust the wrong string. But yeah, so another thing that I wanted to kind of, hopefully this might be helpful for you, is okay, so this is the kind of a stress ball sort of thing. I got one. I think it was from the Halloween store or something. I had it for a while. So because your hand has to be in this kind of shape, I felt like it was kind of a good way of reminding yourself that it should be in this sort of shape so that it stays like this. So if you're first learning, try to have something here just as you're learning, not for the whole time, but just for a little while. And obviously it doesn't have to be while you're playing, but just as you're starting to learn to hold your violin, to have this here so that you keep your hand in this type of position. Because you want to make sure that your hand stays here. Because if your hand starts to go like this, then you have your hand position wrong. This isn't how your hand position is supposed to be. And it makes it extremely hard to play the violin. It's a lot harder to play the violin when your hand's like that because you can't get to the strings. But if your hand position is like this, and you're kind of already like in the rhythm of it, then this is helpful. So I thought maybe that would be like a helpful way of doing it. So yeah, I thought that. So yeah, and then what you want to do is that when you do finally get to your fingers on the violin, you want to make sure that they're curved, because you want to make sure that you're only touching the strings that you want to hit, the notes on the violin that you want to hit. You don't want to be touching all 4 strings unless you actually do, because some songs do want you to be touching more than 1 string at a time, but that's advanced. We're basic. Cool? All right. So you want to have your fingers curved. You want them to be very curved. You want your hand like this and loose. And you want curved fingers. Like my shadow is so weird right now. I have terrible lighting. I don't even like know how lighting works, so it's just like huge shadow right now. And then obviously you're like triangle right now. You want a triangle. All right, so let's pick up a bow. Ta-da! And let's do this. I think I'm gonna go. Let's see what sways better. Sorry, I'm in a very small space because this is the only part of the room that I think is gonna be good. All right, try this out. Ta-da! And that's how you roll. Okay, so yeah, I don't exactly know how that looked because I couldn't see myself playing the violin. From this angle, if you're looking, because this actually I can see better, but also I might attack the wall. It might be a little bit more difficult. Okay, all right. So that is how technically it would go if you're thinking about like your fingering and things. And I tried my best to keep up and do the notes and everything like that. And I'd say if you're practicing, you should stand up straight, feet in a position that's like angled with your hips, and have your shoulders back. You want your shoulders back in like a nice good position like this. This is how you want your shoulders like this. If you're slouching, that's not good. It's gonna bring the violin, it's gonna bring everything down. You need to have your shoulders back like this. It's the only way you're gonna work with a good violin. I know most concert violinists are sitting down, but they've practiced. And I think they probably have practiced sitting down and standing up and all this stuff, but I think it's good to start practicing standing up and then move from there. And I could show you stuff about the violin bow, but I don't want to make this video too long. I mean, you should hold the bow approximately like this, but I'll go into that detail maybe in a different video. Just know that when you're holding your bow on your violin, make sure that you got it at another almost like triangle angle. Like, if you can see, actually it's not actually a triangle. So obviously you got it. You got your bow goes directly across your strings. And you want it to be like, you want your shoulder, you want that like elbow to be bent only to the point, right? So you got like, goes all the way to the point where extending it as far as you can, and I can't go any farther. Or going on it this way. This way. This way. So yeah, you see you're in the middle, you're almost like, actually not a triangle, you're actually almost like at a square or a rectangle with your face. My face is the one point. The bow and the violin center where the strings are is another point. My hand down here is another point, and my elbow is the third point. And then your shoulder should be down. Like, you want to make sure your shoulder's down. You don't want it to be like hunched over like this. That's a bad positioning for violin. Shoulders back and then shoulder down. Not like this. Not like this. Not like this. Alright, so I'll probably do something more about intricacies of like a bow next time. But I hope you enjoyed this one. I certainly did. Bye guys!